Good morning, everyone. It's starting to rain, but I just wanted to shoot a quick video. It is June 25th, 2024, and I've had to rework my entire garden because it was all sitting in this area, and now, as you can see, I have the beginnings of my hoop house. I put some raised beds over here, 4 foot by 12 foot. 12 inches high, and got some trellises for some cucamelons to climb up, and they're just slowly getting there. These were actually volunteers. They're down there. I have my Swiss chard, kale, I got a kohlrabi left, and then I'm excited about these guys. I'm hoping they'll continue to grow and do well. Those are habanadas. A habanero flavor without the heat. And we'll see how that goes. Always have some trusty basil that helps keep pests away. And then my pole beans got a slow start. I had a groundhog that was getting in the yard, mowing them down until I chased him away. And then I took these composite boards that I bought from friends of mine and made raised beds out of them because they didn't work out for what I originally wanted. But I got a whole row of early jalapenos, bell peppers. I got some cayenne, a red rocket cayenne peppers. Moving along, some more bell peppers and more bell peppers. I like bell peppers. And we have our beets. First time ever growing beets. They turned out pretty good. I pulled one out the other day about the size of a baseball. And another trellis. I'm going to actually plant more cucumbers or pole beans for over there. And then I've got some onions, and I did get them in late, so I'm not sure, what kind of harvest I'm going to get from those. But it's there. Here's my cucamelons, and they're just starting to take hold. They start out kind of frail, and you're worried about them being hurt and damaged so easily, but once they get going, they are ferocious. So this thing, before you know it, it's going to all be covered, and they'll be hanging little watermelons, or at least that's what they look like. Cucamelons are awesome, also called Mexican sour gherkins. And then my tomatoes start over here. And the first 6 are going to be a cherry type tomato. This one is the purple bumblebee, which was recommended by Nate, the Garden Like a Viking fella. Pretty awesome guy. He has a lot of good information, very educational, very beneficial. So check him out on YouTube. And we have some more. These are Napa grape. And then super sweet 100s. If you haven't had those, you have to try them. They're like candy. And then we also have some yellow pear, which are very good, and they're a low acid, great flavor. And then we're moving up to Brandywine tomatoes and a Cherokee purple, and also the black from Tula, if I said that right. And I don't know if you can see this or not, but this is how I trellis now my tomatoes. It works great for me. Everybody has some great ideas. I just kind of took what I could find on YouTube, and then I just adjusted it as I, and found out what worked for me. So I originally just started with these, I don't know, you can buy them on Amazon, and they got the twine on them, and then you just wind them down, tie them off either to the tomato. I tied them to the board on my raised beds there, but and then you wrap the twine up. You can use these tomato clips. They're good for about a summer. They say they're reusable, yeah, but the sun wears them out, and about the first season they're shot. So, but they do work really well. I was thinking about getting some more heavy duty ones. But what I did in the mid-season last year is I started putting up string in between, and I kind of sandwiched them in between there, and it really works well. Now you also need to keep your tomatoes trimmed so you got that airflow, but it works well. So just a little tidbit information about that. And then also First time growing, and I've got 3 other plants elsewhere on the front of the property. This is comfrey, and it is supposed to be an excellent chop and drop natural fertilizer. It's got a taproot. I think it goes, what I've read, 8 to 20 feet deep, which is able to pull nutrients out where other plants can't. So highly beneficial in a lot of healthy skincare products also. Okay, here's one of my first old raised beds that I've did, and this has got a special design to it. It's not just dirt in there, but I'll explain that in another video. My cucumbers. These are lunchbox cucumbers, and they're doing pretty good. I just got done trimming them up and getting this trellis set up, but I like using the conduit. It's pretty sturdy, and just trying to do everything on a budget. And buying a tomato trellis was ridiculously expensive, and the conduit was a lot cheaper. So still expensive, but cheaper. And all I did was I took some PVC fittings and drilled through them with some self-tapping screws for my my connections, and it worked out great. And then I had already bought this last year and didn't use it, just a nylon trellis, and zip tied it onto the conduit. Works great. Here's my garlic. First time growing garlic. Planted it last fall. I don't know. I'm not sure. I hope they're good, and I hope it turns out well. I did plant a few onions in there as well because I had some extra space, but we'll see. Trying to figure out actually when to harvest those. But this gardening, you got to just jump in. Don't sit there and wait till you feel like you know everything. It's just you'll never get started. And I'm telling you, I'm ADD, and I struggle with a lot of things, but this stuff, it just makes me feel better. It grounds me. Gardening, it just gets you in touch with yourself and kind of helps get a better grip on everything. So anyways, that's my motivational part for today. And these are party time cucumbers. Party, but I'm weird, I know. Anyways, these cucumbers I'm excited about because I heard it got a lot of hype about them, and actually the seeds, I think I was only able to get them from one place online. So anyways, I got some onions in there. Hopefully there'll be some good eating, but also onions and basil, marigolds, those deter pests, so that's a good thing. And then over here, I started this last year, but I had to modify and adjust things, and so this works out really well. I think it's going to be, I'm going to get good results from it. But what this is 2 buckets, and they're food grade buckets. I bought them from a restaurant. Usually had like sour cream or stuff like that in there. And so I put some cut off pieces of old scrap PVC pipe as like a stand so that the bucket could sit on there, and it rests on there, and it stops just above that hole there. And inside the top bucket I drilled a 3-inch hole and put a net cup in there, and I put clay pebbles in there. And so the bottom bucket is a reservoir, and that clay, that 3-inch net pot with the clay pebbles sits down and gets into that water, so it will wick up the water. And so I don't have to water these as often, which is really nice because there's a lot of work for one person to do. So anyways, they're doing well, really well. I just trimmed them up the other day and got some strings going. I don't know how this trellis thing, I just kind of thought about it and put some eye bolts and some hooks on there and put a cattle panel up, but had to get them up to the cattle panel. So we'll see how it goes. I'm just trying to utilize all my space up here. And I got a sink, a little workstation. It's not quite done yet. I picked this up last year and I just didn't do anything with it, and I finally put some legs on it, and I'm going to need a faucet, but I can live without that. I ran a garden hose over here, and it's all hooked up. I just got to buy a new hose nozzle. Anyways, this is my patio that I put up back here a couple years ago. And my shed, and you see the boards at the bottom. I haven't put skirting around there because critters like to hang out under there, and especially a groundhog. And he started digging because I didn't put pavers across the whole thing because I knew I was going to put the shed there. So anyways, I'm starting to get wet, so I'm going to cut this video off. I'll pick up again at a later date. I hope everyone has an awesome day.